This is Mac Payne here, founder, owner, and operator of the Vietnam Veteran News Podcast, where we bring you news about the Vietnam War and the brave veterans who served there, as told to you by yours truly, a Vietnam veteran. In this short video, I come to you with news. I have just published another episode over at the Vietnam Veteran News Podcast. This one is episode number 3340. It has to do with another tremendous representative of the great Vietnam veteran generation, one as great as any that ever heeded the call of duty from our country. In this episode, I share a story with you about Air Force Colonel Rich Buickerood. That's a good Dutch name. Colonel Buickerood is a tremendous example of the Vietnam veteran generation. He is originally from New Jersey, but today he lives out in Lucas, Texas, which is just a few miles north of the Big D, Dallas. In this episode, I share a story that he did for the, believe it or not, Texas Land Commission Veterans Land Board, who has a program called their Veterans Oral History program. Once a week, a veteran will come on and tell their story. This week, they featured Colonel Buickerood, and that's the story I'm featured on the podcast episode. This is another one of those stories that when you hear it, as they say out on Bayou du Large in South Louisiana, I guarantee your patriotism will go up 2, maybe 3 notches. When Colonel Buickerood tells his story about how he got into the Air Force in the ROTC program at Rutgers University, all the way through to where he's flying missions in Vietnam and saving the lives of our men over there. It is a great story. I highly encourage you to listen to episode 3340 and find out more about Air Force Colonel Rich Buickerood. You'll be glad you did. I have made it very easy for you to access this podcast episode. You don't have to go over to websites or Google and search and whatever. I have created 3 easy and quick ways that you can access this podcast episode and be listening to it immediately and enjoying the story of Colonel Rich Buickerood of the U.S. Air Force. The first and easiest way to get to that podcast episode is simply scroll down below this 1965 version of a Philco TV set, and there you should find a live link that'll take you straight to that podcast episode, and you can be listening immediately. But if for some reason you cannot locate that live link on the device you're watching this video on, no worries. As my good buddy Crocodile Dundee would always say, all you've got to do is go to this URL, VietnamVeteranNews.com. Click on episode 3340, and you will be listening immediately to Colonel Buickerood's story. And when you do, you'll be glad you did. But wait, there's a third method I have set up for you to easily access this podcast episode, and that is with a UR code. If you've ever used UR codes, you know how good they are when you're looking for a URL. For that reason, I have created a special UR code just for you that'll take you straight to that podcast episode. I will put this QR code up on the screen at the end of this video and leave it up there so you will have plenty of time to get out your phone, turn on your camera, point it toward the code, press the button, and be listening immediately. So there you have it. News that I just published another podcast episode about a tremendous Vietnam veteran by the name of Air Force Colonel Rich Buickerood. And I provided you with 3 easy ways to access that episode. So please go check it out. But before you do that, do me a big favor. Like this video. As you know, the more likes a video receives, the more often it will be shown on YouTube. That means more people will see it. That's what we want. We want more people to know about Colonel Rich Buickerood. Another way you can help is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That'll help in the effort too. So please do that. So with that, I'll say thank you very much for listening to this video. Here is the QR code. Whatever means you choose to access this podcast episode, please go and listen to it. Were you able to access that QR code? If not, no worries. I will leave it up a little longer so you can get out your phone, turn on the camera, point it toward the code, press the button, and start listening. So here it is. Go for it. This is Mac Payne here, calling an end to this short video where I told you about the latest podcast episode over at the Vietnam Veteran News podcast, episode number 3340. Please go over and listen to it. You will be glad you did. Thank you for listening. We will talk soon.